keep talking, something happening, but there is a frozen frame. So you're frozen note, ta. People are like, what's going on? You know, so. Good job. Okay, so this is the best time today. So consider this: when you just play Fortuna without piano, everything is relative. The tempo is relative. There is no reference. It's kind of like you're not playing with piano. With piano, once we start the tempo, we are committed to the speed together. And second thing is the volume. Like in general, playing louder is good, but so with piano, you have like when we play as a chamber music, please balance two things: how long the note is, or what your tempo is, and how loud you play. If you play really slow but quiet, and you cannot have enough dynamics, it's bad. Like if you so like sometimes if you feel like there is intense note and you want to hold it longer, but then it's gonna be too quiet, then don't hold it longer. Like if you don't have in enough bow, just cut it short, but with intensity. Ta ta, don't do ta ta, because it's like it kills it. It's like people know that something failed here. Okay, now we're really ready to go on one last time and we will go. Okay, good. And let's do it one more time. It's pretty reasonable. In general, what you're doing now, it's like with this section, it's somewhere like maybe 7 out of 10. So it's like it's happening. The first time you played the opening theme, I would give it like 4 out of 10. But this is 7, so it's almost like it's basically twice better. So once more. Okay, so look what the problem here. You kind of coming in very quiet, and then there is confusion. Da 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 da. But it's either A flat is more important than B flat, or B flat is more important than A flat. So it's either tam da dum da dum da 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 tam da dum tam tam. Either this way, or tam da dum da tam da 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 tam. It's just there has to be a cohesive picture. It doesn't matter that much. Should you like should it be louder at the beginning or louder at the end? But it cannot be like this. Like, well, I don't know what's going on. So you have to have a plan. So people mostly listen to your phrasing and intonation and rhythm to a certain extent, but here it's all slow, so that there's not much about it. So this, like, this is lyrical movement, so it's not a dance, it's kind of like a song. People gonna listen to dynamics, to phrasing. It's just about phrasing. If you can make a beautiful phrasing, which includes vibrato and tone, you will win whatever you need to win. Without this, there's just no chance. You're not gonna win because this movement is just about phrasing and nothing else. And I hope you can play in tune. But so far it's good. It's in tune, of course. Okay. So one more time. Also quite nice. So let's go back a little bit. So I'm gonna go from like you'll never recognize. It's so da da dum dum dum. Here I think that the trick is don't try to slow down through all three notes. Da 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 da. Not like this. You will do either da 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 dum dum. So you see, I waited before C flat, although I wouldn't normally do, but it's possible. Or wait before B flat. So you're going da da dum dum dum, but don't try to do da da dum dum dum. Right? Let's try again. It's minor thing, not a big deal. Something like this. Just practice the tune. It's tricky place. Okay, so again, this is quite good. It's a little tricky. Can you play 36 again on your own? Ta 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 ta. Okay, so here it's probably not gonna be ta dum tam. I think it's gonna speed up a little bit somehow. I think. So at first it speeds up and then it takes time. Da dum dum. But this plays da 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 da. This place does not speed up. This slows down. Do you understand? This is how I remember it goes. Like, it's just phrasing that makes sense. So. So da 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 da. Here it intensifies, but don't get too fast here. I know it's strange. So da 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 da. Surprisingly romantic triplets. So this is like romantic music. They're usually being stretched a little bit. Every time we have a triplet, I'm just thinking of some examples, but you play them a little slower. If no triplets, it will be fine. And I know here we speed up, but then we slow down. And then we speed up more. Sometimes in Brahms or Bruch, you can take a pencil and carefully listen to recording. What do they do? And you're gonna hear a lot of rubato. Speed up here, slow down there, take time here. Just mark everything in your score. And the chances that it's going to line up in like cohesive kind of plan are much higher than if you try to invent all of this on your own, right? So do you understand? So the reason why triplets are not going this fast, why we're stretching them, because 2 measures later we're gonna have 30-second notes, and those will go fast. Okay. Good job. Tam tam yam tadam yam tadam. So arpeggio is fine, but yam tadam. So ta tam tam tadam tam tadam. So upbeat ta ta tam tadam tam tadam carries kind of like timing in information. It's like through timing. If you stretch tam tam, then it's going to be meaningful. And obviously longer notes you have to shape them. So tam 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 tadam tam tadam, right? Tam tam, right? So if you don't shape them, it sounds kind of what is this? Like devoid of something, like void, like something is missing. Okay, let's go from the trill. And you can have a little bit more rubato there if you want. is not that slow. It is just a little bit too slow. By the way, once you get to measure 52, you're gonna stretch there a little bit. You went like. But this, you really tried. Okay, once you go this, don't slow down to our beat. And all of this works a little bit like. Not just da ba da da ba da. Not. You do. All right.
Miss Tunde said
Yeah.
like the part, like that part should like slow down a little bit, like the.
So try. Show me how. No. Well, you explained well. I don't mean that you shouldn't listen to your teacher, but I'll sometimes it's just because she's not here, so she doesn't hear like that. Sometimes this piano it doesn't work. So it's really hard, or maybe she has some idea that we're just not following yet. So right now I don't like it this way. If it goes really slow, piano cannot help you with phrasing here. Then it's gonna be like on your own, and it sounds boring because it's very repetitive. This part slows down. And then what happens if we go too slow to begin with? We cannot do much. But okay, so let's go from. We'll just play through. Go. Okay, slowing down is okay, but don't slow everything down. It's just the overall speed is getting slow, but it's still gonna be. Each beat within still speeds up. It's still round. No not this way. Do you understand? And it's like you need to feel this, because you can kind of, with too much of a good thing, even with good intentions, you can also kill everything. So some rules. It's like if you have a plant and you overwater this, it's going to die as well. So like don't just slow everything down. And try to do more. See? Something like this. Okay, fine. Don't worry about it. Let's go on. No. 1, 2. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. take a little time. Ta ria da 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 dum dum. Just a little bit. It's kind of like it's breathing a little bit, right? Good job otherwise. So let's just go from the same place. This is definitely tricky because every time. So first of all, this phrase repeats. So anything that repeats is hard because people will have a second look, right? And second, just it's a ritenuto and it's quiet. I don't know. I don't remember what you did here, but it's just you need to be very very responsible about how to play this thing. This phrase, like this ending, is like in the lullaby. It's kind of like putting everyone under hypnosis. It's like they should be like, and it needs to be done just right, so you don't wake them up. They're already like half asleep, and you're like, oh, you're gonna dream about beautiful things. You're gonna dream a lot of flowers and unicorns, and it needs to be done just right, so that you kind of don't wake them up when. You know, like, so it was quite that. Let's go from the first one, 72. So I think answer is actually it's pretty easy here. Just second time you're gonna do tam ta tam already slower from the beginning. So first time is more like about rubato. So it seems that the first phrase is kind of going through, right? This is how first phrase. But second phrase is it's like, oh, we're not going anywhere anymore. And again, so this is how it's hypnotizing. First phrase is still going somewhere, and second phrase is like, okay, let's try. Something like this. Just need to plan better, but that's the idea. And we remember eventually I might not play this, but okay, I'll play it once today. I mean, I don't mind, but I just feel ask something from Tunda because I'm not sure, but I have a feeling that sometimes, like in places like this, besides the need for you to shape this even more, despite slower notes, people switch the bow direction very quickly. Somehow the notes are slow. They switch quick. You do ta ta, and between the notes, it feels like the energy is going down a little bit. But they keep propping ta ta like this. But I don't know about this. Okay, fine. Let's keep going, right? So this, there are two triplets, da dum and da da dum, da 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 da. You can either imagine that there are two units, da 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 da, kind of, I exaggerate. Or you can think kind of like one sextuplet. If this was a sextuplet, it would be written not in 16th note, but it would be written in 8 notes. So anyway, you can do da 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 da. This is a sextuplet. Did you feel? Da 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 da. Like you can do this, or da 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 da. So like, but you do da 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 da. It's you kind of like it's unclear, and you also slow it down there. So I'm not sure, but this place is always a little weird. So let's try again. Yeah, but you can start slower. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. So if there are two triplets here, if you imagine like this, you can start earlier, da 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 da, and lean on E flat, da 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 da. If it's sextuplet, you start later and gradually speed up, da 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 da. Da 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 da, or da 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 da. But I think the last one, like two triplets. So da 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 da. So start earlier and lean on the third beat. Da 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 da. Right? Yes. It's quite good. Since this is kind of important, let's try to do it again. Sorry. Like the slower you get in the last two measures, the harder it is to stay in control. So this part. Um, it's gonna be easier if you don't play it too slow. Sometimes when there is something like this, something is moving, but like the pace is kind of slow, you have choices. You can play it really slow, or you can pretend to be slow. Pretending slow is like the average speed is gonna be faster, but you're going to hold back on some notes. See, another way. Much harder to play like this. You feel? It feels like whoa, that's really slow. Okay, fine. Let's just keep on going. Good job. So, as a little solo, right? First, he writes interesting rhythm for you. Ta da dum ta dum. So this ta dum ta dum, it's a syncopation, and we talked about it how it's full of syncopation because in slower tempo, like this is very slow, right? And this syncopation gives like it like special energy and edge. So first syncopation is here. Second is next one is here. So make it a little bit more interesting, like especially rhythmically. Ta dum ta dum ta dum ta dum no ta dum ta dum ta dum ta dum. You in charge of time and orchestra doesn't play anything. Ta dum ta dum, and then guess what? So what should you do on ta 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 ta? Shape the note. I told you no flat ta 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 ta. That is the reason why orchestra almost doesn't do anything. So it's all yours. Okay, so let's go from ta. So I think you need to emphasize ta 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 and another interesting thing is, so when we have some ambiguous notes like this B flat, yeah, it's not much is happening yet, right? But if you do just like bare minimum, like a little crescendo, and then follow up with like clear crescendo, then people are like, that's what she was planning. So yes, you can kind of tease them by almost not showing, so it's almost flat. There's a hint of crescendo, and they're like, is she crescendoing? And then you do bigger crescendo, tom, 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 and then they feel like, oh, you had that crescendo in mind on that long B. But if you don't follow with crescendo, then it's like nothing is happening. Okay, let's try again. But just not that much. I know. So yes, no, normally when we exaggerate something, it becomes uncomfortable, but it quickly teaches you how to do it well because it's so uncomfortable. You learn, right? That's right. Just playing tune. Yeah. Okay. And now we're gonna play the first movement, but all the things that I told you, consider them. Okay. We should be more in tune, but otherwise fine. So this just so everyone struggles with this a little bit. But when you have group of notes, somewhere that there has to be a crescendo, just a little bit. So don't go. It's just that somehow established violinists like they will project crescendo somehow. They might do rubato, accents, vibrato, body movements, but it's gonna be there. So something will look like it's going up. So it's like there's energy that's building, and violinists like you don't have that confidence yet and the energy, and it might feel like kind of stagnant. It like usually here it feels like there is a pond and water is not going anywhere. But anyway, fine, don't worry about it. I'll ask Tunda if like what should we do here. Okay, good. In this movement, because we played it, mostly just practice intonation, and if you recorded this, like you can listen to how this sounds. Okay. Look, you did well today. I know you're really trying, and this is why it's going to be helpful. Let's